Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce retires after son's emotional plea and Achilles injury. Tokyo was the last time. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce retires, the end of a golden sprinting era. On a warm evening in Tokyo, under the blaze of the Olympic Stadium lights, the world watched Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Jamaica's pocket rocket, run what she later called her last official race. It was her swan song on the global stage, a farewell wrapped in thunder and tears. What few knew then was that behind that race lay a story of pain, sacrifice, and an emotional plea from the most important person in her life, her son, Zion. By September 2025, the news was official. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, 8-time Olympic and World Championship medalist, a legend whose name defined sprinting for nearly 2 decades, had retired. Her announcement sent shockwaves across the sporting world. But the decision was not sudden. It was years in the making, shaped by physical trials, personal reflection, and the unshakable bond of motherhood. This is her story. The Queen of Sprinting. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's career was defined by dominance and reinvention. Emerging as a teenage sensation at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, she stunned the world by winning gold in the 100 meters. At 21, she became a sprinting icon, embodying Jamaica's tradition of excellence and inspiring a new generation of athletes. Over the next 17 years, Fraser-Pryce would rewrite sprinting history. Multiple Olympic gold medals. World Championship crowns. A collection of records that cemented her place in the pantheon of athletics legends. But what made her story extraordinary was not just her speed, it was her resilience. Through injuries, motherhood, and the relentless pressure of elite competition, she kept returning to the track stronger. She became more than an athlete, she became an inspiration, a symbol of endurance and heart. By Tokyo 2025, she was more than just a sprinter. She was a national treasure. Tokyo 2025, the last lap. The Tokyo Olympics were always going to be special for Shelly-Ann. At 38, few expected her to still be competing at the very highest level. Yet, in Tokyo, she raced with the same fire that defined her career. She gave the crowd everything she had. Every stride, every lean at the finish line was a statement. Shelly-Ann was still a champion. But behind the scenes, pain was mounting. Years of intense training had taken a toll. Her Achilles tendon, strained and battled with therapy for over a season, was now demanding rest. The decision to continue wasn't purely athletic. It was deeply personal. On one quiet evening after training, her son Zion approached her. The boy, then just 12, had been watching his mother fight through pain for years. "Mama," he said, "I just want you to be happy. I don't want you to hurt anymore." Those words pierced Shelly-Ann's heart. In that moment, she realized her race wasn't just about records or medals. It was about life beyond the track. She would later admit in her farewell statement, "Tokyo was the last time. Not because my heart stopped running, but because my body asked me to rest, and because my son reminded me what matters most." A career etched in gold. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's retirement announcement prompted a global outpouring of emotion. Fans, fellow athletes, and commentators flooded social media with tributes. But the story of her career wasn't just measured in medals, it was measured in impact. She had redefined what it meant to be a sprinter. Her start technique became legendary. Her ability to accelerate under pressure became a study for coaches worldwide. Her comeback after giving birth to Zion in 2017 became a defining moment in sports history, proving motherhood and elite performance could coexist. Her career highlights were unparalleled. 2 Olympic golds in the 100m, Beijing 2008, Rio 2016. Multiple World Championship titles. A legacy as the fastest woman over 100m in 3 decades. Breaking barriers for women and mothers in sport. Her influence stretched far beyond track lanes. She became a mentor to young sprinters, an advocate for women in sport, and a symbol of discipline and humility. Her retirement was not merely the end of a career, it was the closing of a chapter in sporting history. The Achilles injury, a silent opponent. Behind Shelly-Ann's powerful starts and record-breaking finishes was a quiet battle with injury. Achilles tendon strain is a nightmare for any sprinter, and for her, it became a reality she could no longer ignore. She had faced it before. But with age and years of competition, recovery became longer, more uncertain. By Tokyo, her Achilles had become a persistent limitation. Yet, what made her decision so difficult was her competitive spirit. Shelly-Ann wanted to push through. She wanted to defy time. But the reality of her body's limits became undeniable. Her Achilles injury became not just a physical battle, but a metaphor for her career, a testament to her perseverance. And ultimately, it became a pivotal reason for her retirement decision. Motherhood and legacy. Shelly-Ann's journey cannot be told without speaking of her role as a mother. Zion became more than just her son, he became her inspiration, her anchor. After giving birth in 2017, many doubted she could return to the peak of her sport. But she defied them all. At the 2019 World Championships, she won gold in the 100-meter, becoming the first mother to win a world sprint title since 1983. Motherhood gave her perspective. It reshaped her priorities. She began seeing her career not as an endless pursuit of medals, but as a story she wanted to finish on her own terms. Zion's emotional plea before Tokyo became a defining moment. It was not just a request, it was a reminder that every race has a finish line, and hers was finally approaching. The emotional farewell. The announcement of her retirement was made at a press conference in Kingston, Jamaica. The crowd of reporters, athletes, and fans was hushed, knowing they were witnessing history. Shelly-Ann entered with a smile, holding her son's hand. She began by thanking Jamaica, her coaches, her family, and the sport that shaped her life. Her voice trembled as she said, "The track has given me everything. It has taught me discipline, humility, and perseverance. But it has also taught me to listen to my body, and to my heart." She spoke of Tokyo as her final performance, of her son's plea, and of the pain that had made her decision inevitable. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she added, "I want to step away while I'm still proud of what I've accomplished. I want to retire as a champion, and as a mother who gave her all." For many in the crowd, the tears were not just hers, they were theirs too. They mourned the end of an era while celebrating the legacy of a legend. A legacy that transcends sport. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce's retirement was not simply a goodbye to competitive racing, it was the passing of a torch. She leaves behind a legacy that will inspire generations to come. Her name will be remembered not just in record books, but in the hearts of young athletes who grew up dreaming of greatness. She redefined what it meant to be a sprinter, a woman, and a mother in elite sports. Her influence will be felt far beyond Jamaica's borders. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce didn't just run races, she ran a lifetime of inspiration. And now, she passes the baton, with grace, pride, and an unshakable legacy. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.